What if the reason he is not missing you is because of something you are doing right now? Not because you are not enough. Not because he has moved on. But because, without realizing it, you're making yourself too available, too predictable, and too easy to take for granted. The truth is, men do not miss women who are always there. They miss women who made them feel something and then gave them the space to feel the absence of it. Stay with me, because in this video, I am going to walk you through the exact psychological triggers that make a man start missing you deeply, and most women never know about these. Welcome back to Psychology on Love, the channel where we break down the real science behind attraction, emotions, and human behavior in relationships. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we upload new videos every week that can genuinely change how you think about love. Now let's get into it. There is a concept in psychology called the contrast effect. It simply means that people feel the value of something most when they compare its presence to its absence. Think about it. You never truly appreciate clean air until you are in a room that is stuffy and suffocating. You never fully enjoy silence until you have been surrounded by noise for hours. The same principle applies to you in a relationship. When you are constantly available, always responding instantly, always adjusting your schedule, always showing up, a man's brain begins to register your presence as the default. And human beings, by nature, stop noticing what is always there. But when you pull back, not out of games, not out of manipulation, but because you genuinely have a life, standards, and things that matter to you, his brain suddenly becomes aware of a gap. And that gap creates longing. This is not about playing hard to get. This is about genuinely being someone whose time and energy have real value. One of the most powerful things you can do is stop chasing. Men are psychologically wired to pursue what feels slightly out of reach. This is rooted in dopamine, the brain chemical tied to reward, motivation, and desire. Dopamine fires strongest not when we get something, but when we are in the process of seeking it. When you are always the one reaching out, always the one trying to fix things, always the one making sure he does not forget about you, you are unknowingly removing his dopamine trigger. You are making it too easy. And easy, unfortunately, does not feel exciting. But when you redirect your energy back to yourself, when you stop initiating every conversation, when you let silence do its job, something shifts. He starts to wonder. He starts to reach out. He starts to remember all the reasons he was drawn to you in the first place. You are not doing this to punish him. You are doing this because you have self-respect, and self-respect is magnetic. Here is something most people overlook. Familiarity breeds complacency. When a man knows everything about your day, every thought in your head, every emotion you are feeling, there is no mystery left. And mystery is what keeps the mind returning. This does not mean you should be fake or distant. It means you should have a full life that does not revolve around him. It means you should have passions, friendships, goals, and moments of joy that exist completely independently of his attention. When a man sees that you are genuinely busy, genuinely happy, and genuinely not waiting by the phone, it triggers something in him. He realizes you are not desperate for his validation. And that realization makes him want to earn yours. A woman who is deeply invested in her own life is endlessly interesting. A woman who makes a man her entire world becomes easy to overlook. Now here is the deepest psychological principle in this video. So pay close attention. Men miss women who made them feel something that they cannot easily replicate elsewhere. Not just physical attraction. Emotional imprinting. When you create genuine, meaningful moments with a man, moments of deep laughter, real vulnerability, emotional safety, or intense connection, those moments attach to his memory in a powerful way. And when you are not around, his mind goes back to those moments automatically. This is why shallow relationships fade fast, and deep connections linger for years. The emotional imprint stays. So the goal is not to make him miss a version of you that is clingy or anxious. The goal is to make him miss the version of you that was radiant, present, warm, and completely secure in yourself. That version of you is unforgettable. Let me be honest with you about what does not work. Texting him constantly to remind him you exist does not work. Posting on social media purely to make him jealous does not work. Being cold and cruel to seem unbothered does not work. Pretending to be okay when you are falling apart does not work. These are surface-level tactics, and men can sense the desperation underneath them. They do not create genuine longing. They create discomfort. What works is real. What works is a woman who is genuinely growing, genuinely healing, genuinely living. A woman who does not need his attention to feel good about herself, but who still has warmth and love to give when the time is right. That is the woman who stays in a man's mind long after she has left the room. So to bring it all together, men start missing you more when you stop shrinking yourself to fit into his schedule, when you stop being the one who always reaches out first, when you create real emotional moments and then give him space to feel their absence, and when you become so genuinely invested in your own growth that your energy speaks for itself. This is not about manipulation. This is about understanding human psychology and using that understanding to show up as your most powerful, authentic self. If this video gave you something to think about, I want you to do 3 things right now. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people find this content who genuinely need it. Subscribe to Psychology on Love if you are not already. Every week we go deep into the psychology of attraction, relationships, and emotional intelligence, and you do not want to miss it. And drop a comment below and tell me which part of this video hit you the hardest. I read every single comment. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Because the most attractive thing you can ever do is become someone you are genuinely proud of. See you in the next one.